For those of you who took apart vacuum cleaners and got to the motor part, and you got to the impeller part, there is a nut on the impeller that a lot of people says that is quite impossible to take off. So here is a vacuum I found in the garbage. I saw a request to do a full video on one of those disassemblies of one of those vacuum cleaners, so, or I should say motors, and how do I get the impeller off. So this will be a full video. I'm just going to do a time lapse of taking that apart right there and getting to the motor. So here we go. Note to the editor to start the 8 times speed up at this time. Alright, stop the 16 times speed up. Alright, looks like I got this off. Looks like the motor, the actual impeller itself, is in that unit. This one I believe is just for the brush. There's a motor in here for the brushes. These brushes right there. There's 4 separate brush wheels. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I may take this up. I'm going to take this apart, but I'm going to do that at a later time. So I'm just going to put this aside. And now it's going to... I'm just going to continue on with this thing right here. So here we go. 16 times speed up right now. Alright, so it looks like here's the motor. It's a lot smaller than I realized. But the real intent of this video is how to get that nut off right there. That center nut. So I just gotta figure out what size that is, and see what I can do from there. And also gotta take this whole housing off too. So let's just get a hammer and I'll get that off. So here's what I'm going to be doing first, is that what's holding this on is that you had these little notches right here, and you can see that it's bent inward a bit. So what I'm doing first is bend these out so it's easier to get the housing off. So I do that for all 6 sides. And after I do this, I'm gonna get the hammer and hammer this sucker out. Alright, make sure I got them all off, because if I don't, then this thing's a pain in the ass to take off. Just going to each side, making sure it is all bent out. So that's what I'm doing right now. That's good. Okay. Alright. Alright, so it looks like I'm just gonna have to get the hammer and hammer that sucker out. See if I can pull you into the light so you can see better. Point it down, kick that away, put this. Yeah, I can lower the tripod a bit. Alright. This thing's much smaller than I realized, so hopefully it won't kick back as much. Looks like here's a good spot. Pretty much all you do after you bend them out, I usually like to take a flathead, take it and hit it like that. You do that for all 6 sides. See, it's always slowly starting to come off. And you do the star technique, star method. Alright, there we go. This is the impeller right here. Much smaller than the other ones I've handled. So now I just gotta find a wrench, a socket or something where I can put this on right here, and I'll see what I can do. I'm gonna leave this here so you know that I'm not tampering with it while I'm away. You know what? I'll just take the camera with me. Alright, so it looks like I got a breaker bar. Pretty much all I need to do is just pretty much turn that. But if I if I pretty much just turn it like this, I have nowhere to grip it, so I need something where I can either shove into the impeller, one of the impeller blades, where I can hold it stationary to break the torque. And so that's what I'm going to try and do now. Alright, so it looks like I got something right here. Whoops. Don't drop it. Alright, so let's see if I can do it right here. Alright, so hopefully I can break the torque. I was hoping I could find a torque wrench, and hopefully I can show you the value, but there we go. Just broke the torque right then and there. And bam. That's how you get the, whoops, That is how you get the impeller off. Hopefully I can probably do one more of these videos because the impeller was smaller, the nut was smaller, and there was a lot less torque on there. So maybe I'll do one more of a regular full-size vacuum. Something that caught my interest on this one is on the other ones, the commutator and the brushes are on this side, but apparently on this one it's on the other side, right in front of the impeller. That was pretty interesting. So hopefully this kind of answered your questions on how I did it. Just grab it one more time. Pretty much what I did is pretty much just I stuck something where I can hold the impeller stationary while breaking the torque on this, and I kind of recommend a breaker bar for this so you don't damage any other tools. So that is pretty much how you break the torque on one of these vacuum cleaner motors. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Alright, looks like there is the yellow motor. It's different from the design is a little different from what I thought it would be. Thought it was going to be the other one. I had the entire motor encased in a little shell. So here's the motor. That's pretty much the inside of an old Hoover wind tunnel vacuum.